In this video I want to talk about colors in web design, specifically action colors. Action colors are what give clues as to what you can click and what you can't click, and this is useful for anybody visiting a website because it helps them choose the best course of action when it comes to navigating your website. And you can see here that at the top you've got this navigation panel, you've got some social media buttons, and they're all using this violety blue color, which indicates to people that these things can be clicked. And you can see that these are all clickable links, and notice how the arrow icon turns into the hand icon. This is something that everybody should do really. If we take a look at the blog on the website, you can see we've got other links here which are the same color, and in the blog post itself it says Ilkeston Web Design and leave a comment. If we look at the post, you'll see that those same colors recur, so it's almost like a narrative. Almost you want to take people by the hand and say, look, you can click this, this is clickable, this will go somewhere if you click this. So throughout the post there's links to other websites, citations and things like that. And I mean, in some cases when you're dealing with social media buttons, like you've got Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and all that, you're forced to use their colors. In some cases you can access the API of the social network in question and you can change those colors, but sometimes you've got to ask yourself, do you want to do that? Because people know that Facebook is blue and that YouTube is red and Twitter is like sky blue. So there's something to be said for leaving that branding alone, because it jumps out at people when they go, oh, YouTube, oh, Twitter. So you've got to be careful about what you choose to change in terms of color. Let's look at another website. This is a local business directory, and look at this. On the right here, the navigation for the social media, we've got red. Look at the email opt-in form, red. Even the embedded Twitter feed uses the red logo and red links. The actual business directory listings here, you can see that they're using red links. So it makes everything seem very neat and tidy. In design, less is more. You want to try and think about what you can subtract from the design. You don't want to be using lots and lots of different colors for links. You want to be using one color for every link, and that's it. You know, the end of story. One color for every link on your page. Let's have a look at Social Triggers. This is a good website. You should visit this because this guy gives you lots of ideas for how to improve your website, how to improve conversions, and you can see that he's using now what color is that? Is that purple? It looks like a purple to me. He's using that throughout the site where it says click to continue. It's the same color. Follow him on Twitter here, and look, it's the same color. His navigation at the top is a bit different, but I suppose given how simple his design is in general, I suppose you can get away with that. But he is certainly following his own advice, because there is an article on here somewhere, I do remember reading it about 2 years ago, and he was talking about action colors. Now here's another website which has recently been rebranded. I've been following this website for a while. It's a very good information resource. They're actually based down in Brighton. Anyway, they've had a redesign and they're using this purple, and if I remember correctly, this was always their color, if you like. But when I look here, it says our services, which is a bog standard text heading. That's not a link, but these buttons and pictures below are clickable. So they've got the action color mixed up with the heading, and I'm not sure I like it. You know, I'm sure they don't care what I think. I'm sure they're very successful, but I think they could just perhaps improve that if they would consider changing the H1, H2 and H4, or the H headings to black. So if I just go inspect element, I can actually use my browser's element inspector to just take a look. There we go, there's the colour. Now if I change that to black, which is 000, that's changed a few things. Now you've got the heading in black, and now I don't like the way it's changed these pictures to black. I imagine they're using an SVG icon, which means that the browser treats it like a font, not an image. So I would keep those purple, but I would definitely make the headings black, because their theme is black and purple. And I mean, even here, I mean, that's just a heading. That's not clickable. What I would do, I would consider it. I might not do it if I was them, but I would just experiment and I would test it. And I would say, right, what happens if we make this black? And that's actually quite nice, because that kind of fits with the rest of the picture. I mean, I can see why they made it purple. They probably think the picture needs a splash of colour. Maybe they're right. But those headings, I would definitely use black for headings and the purple for anything that's clickable. That's just my opinion. See, that one there, that really, in my opinion, ought to be black. Let's make that black as well. See if they could change all this in their CSS style. Yeah. Now that's not now that really ought to be clickable, because that is the title of a podcast on their blog. Now that none of that's clickable, but what they could do is make that a hyperlink and have set this purple colour to automatically apply to clickable hyperlinks. So anyway, that was it. When you build a website, consider how you use colour. Remember, less is more, simplicity is key, as is consistency. Think, what is your action colour? When you create your logo for your brand, your business cards, your letterheads and all that, try and think of using one specific colour as part of the design and carry that through your entire brand. Because when people look at your website, they look at the business card, they can see that colour. It's a repeated theme, and it is especially important for the website. So remember, action colours means that people take action.